What is up, everyone? Today we're reacting to, shout out to YXL Sala. We're reacting to TikTok story times are cursed. Let's go.
Hounded my daughter after she saw me pleasuring myself.
We're 2 seconds in the video. Not 1, 2 seconds in the video. Could someone please tell me, what are we talking about right now? Because I lost the plot, and we're not even 2 seconds in the video.
What's good, YouTube? Today we're going to be looking at the craziest TikTok story times we can find. I already know these are going to be terrible. The only question is, how terrible are they going to be? Without further ado, let's get started.
Our teacher was a predator, so I taught him a lesson he'll never forget. It started small, things that at first didn't even register as wrong. Mr. Hawthorne was the kind of teacher everyone liked, or pretended to. Early 40s wore those too tight dress shirts that screamed midlife crisis. Always cracking jokes, always the cool one. But the girls in class, they didn't laugh. They smiled, tight, uncomfortable smiles, and kept their heads down. At first I thought maybe they were just shy. It's high school. Everyone's awkward. But then I started noticing more. The way
You know what? I have a theory. Is it true that mainly predators are all in high school? Like, it happens mainly in high school, or no? Am I just stupid? Because I've never had a predator of a teacher. At least I think so.
he'd call only on the girls. The way he'd lean too close when he talked to them. How he always seemed to
I feel like everyone has a teacher like this. Yo, I'm telling y'all, bro, to all the teachers that give girls special treatment, you look like a predator.
accidentally brush their arms when handing back papers. How every time he said their names, it came out too soft, too familiar. One afternoon, I saw him cornering Emily, this quiet freshman, by the lockers. She was clutching her books so tight, her knuckles were white. Mr. Hawthorne was smiling, talking low, too low. She nodded. Not the way you nod when you're agreeing, the way you nod when you just want to get away. When he finally left, I asked her if she was okay. She flinched like I'd hit her. I'm fine, she said. Too fast. I'm fine. But she wasn't. None of them were. I started paying closer attention after that. Watching, listening. There were patterns. Girls getting called after class for extra help. Girls getting special assignments no one else knew about. Girls getting private tutoring in his classroom during lunch. Always the girls. Always alone. I tried talking.
I just don't understand as a grown ass
Private tutoring during lunch? Yeah, okay, wow.
male teacher, what do you gain from giving like little girls extra help? I remember one time a girl bending over and I looked at my teacher just to see if he was gonna look. He looked, bro. He gave it a good stare too. That's crazy to me.
Talking to a few of them, they shut down fast. He's just strict. I don't want any trouble. I need good grades. Fear. That's what it was. And when I finally, stupidly, told a teacher, they smiled politely and told me Mr. Hawthorne was a valued member of the staff. When I pushed harder, the counselor said, sometimes students misinterpret friendliness. Misinterpret number. They were covering for him. I realized 2 things that day. 1, no one was going to save those girls. And 2, if someone was going to stop him, it had to be me. But not by reporting him, not by playing fair. Mr. Hawthorne was careful. A predator wrapped in a cardigan. If I wanted to end him, I had to be smarter, darker, worse. I started small. A recorder hidden in my hoodie pocket. Nothing fancy. Just enough to catch the way Mr. Hawthorne talked to girls when he thought no one was listening. I captured hours of audio. Come by after school. We can go over it alone. You have so much potential. Special girls like you need special attention. You don't need to tell.
Yo, that is D1 predator activities, bro. Special girls like you need special attention. Like, after that audio recording, I think that's enough to get him in prison, right? That should be enough to land him in jail. I don't think he needs to do anything else.
Tell anyone about our meetings. Some people wouldn't understand, enough to make your skin crawl. But I didn't stop there. I went through yearbooks, past newsletters, looked at which students he singled out, who he mentored. The pattern went back years. Different faces, same story. Some of them had left the school. I found a few online, through social media, old forums. I reached out carefully, not pushing, just offering an ear. Some ignored me, but a few responded. They told me stories. Stories worse than I imagined. Late night calls, inappropriate messages, threats when they tried to speak up. One girl, Amanda, said he told her, no one will believe you. They'll just think you're a liar who wanted attention, and he was right. When she told the administration, they labeled her emotional and quietly suggested
Okay, no. Either shut down the school or search every teacher's files. They're all collected.
Really, search every teacher's files, because why are you covering for a classified D1 predator?
Working together, because what? If the
Google Career Certificate Program.
I don't
has
care about
changed my
Google.
life.
Shut
Right
up.
out of high school, I enlisted
Shut
in
up.
the United States.
down to school or search every teacher's files. They're all collectively, working together, because what? If the victim themselves come out and shows you the text saying that, you gotta be insane to be like, nah, they're lying. I don't know what type of dirt Mr. Hawthorne has on the rest of y'all, but he must know dirt about everyone. The whole school gotta be having a group chat. The staff gotta be having a group chat where everyone says some canceled bullshit. That's crazy.
she transfer schools, which she did. I built a file, audio recordings, testimonies, photos of Mr. Hawthorne getting too close, touching shoulders, hands lingering too long, but I still needed more. more. Mr. Hawthorne wasn't just slick, he was beloved, a reputation like a bulletproof vest. If I was going to destroy him, I had to turn his own world against him. I started by playing the long game, befriending him, staying after class, asking for help, laughing at his dumb jokes. It made me sick, but it worked. He let his guard down around me, started treating me like one of his cronies, told me things he shouldn't, about parties the staff threw, where boundaries were different, where things happened and stayed quiet. He bragged about it, smirked like,
Bro, what school are you going to where the teacher is telling you dirt about other teachers?
the king of a castle built on fear, and that's when I set the trap. Mr. Hawthorne loved technology, thought he was a genius because he used an iPad in class, so I gave him one. A second-hand iPad, jailbroken, loaded with hidden spyware, looked brand new. I accidentally left it in his classroom after a tutoring session. He found it, of course, and kept it. Everything he typed, every site he visited, every photo he took, I had it, including the private folder he created, labeled innocently enough, lesson plans. Inside were photos of students, nothing outright.
Bro, you're not like Yagami. So approximately at 2:30 a.m., we snuck an iPad. We downloaded secret malware to make sure that and bro, just get
I don't know who Meowgami is.
one of the girls to record what's going on. Maybe just take it to the police instead.
Criminal, but disgusting, inappropriate, creepy. Zoomed in shots of girls bending over desks, photos of girls eating lunch, laughing, unaware, a collection, evidence. Now I had him, but it still wasn't enough. Exposing him would ruin him, sure. But I didn't just want ruin, I wanted annihilation. Annihilation.
Bro, you're not an anime character.
No, okay, you know what? Never mind. You might actually be like Yagami. What do you mean you want annihilation? Yo, the girl safety should be the first thing. What are you talking about? No, I don't want just one exposed to predator. I want to make sure he's annihilated. What are you doing?
It takes patience. I knew Mr. Hawthorne's weaknesses, ego, and power, so I used them. First, I created an anonymous Instagram account, a fake student, complete with believable posts, followers, and inside jokes stolen from real students' profiles. I made it clear I was interested in him. I posted stories that baited him. Bored in class, wish someone would make things exciting. Some teachers are way cuter than they should be. It didn't take long. One night, his...
Yo, how do you fall for that bait? Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Some teachers are honestly just hotter than others. If I could have a teacher right now to help tutor me, I would.
popped up. Just a hey at first, innocent. Then, you're very mature for your age. I could help you with your grades if you keep this between us. Screenshotted, archived, filed, but I wasn't done. I sent similar bait to his personal email, this time from a fake parent account, pretending to be a mom of a student, thanking him for looking after her daughter. He responded too eagerly, too casually. I always have a soft spot for special girls. Sometimes I take extra care outside of school hours. More screenshots. I compiled it all into a neat little package. A file so heavy it could break the internet if dropped, but a quiet leak wasn't enough. No, this needed a show, a finale. Prom was coming up. Mr. Hawthorne, of course, volunteered as a chaperone. He always did. A night full of loud music, bad punch, terrible dancing, and every student in one place. Perfect. I planted the iPad in his car the night before, slipped it under the seat where he kept his jacket. Spyware was already running. Then I waited. At prom, he prowled, watching the girls, lurking by the photo booth, complimenting dresses a little too much. While he was distracted, I activated the second part of my plan. Earlier that week, I'd hacked the school's projector system. Nothing fancy, just a basic remote override. I synced the iPad to the projector, and at exactly 9 p.m., right when the dance floor was packed, the screen lit up. Photos, his private collection. The room froze. First a few gasps, then full-blown screams. Mr. Hawthorne stood there, pale, frozen, staring at his own sickness displayed 30 feet tall. He tried to run. Security stopped him. I watched from the side, sipping punch as the principal stormed in. Phones were already out. Pictures, videos, proof. He was finished, but I wasn't. The school launched an internal investigation. Of course.
Yo, this guy might be an actual
Yo, you might be an actual anime character.
anime villain. He was like, he thought he was done, but I wasn't. Why is he coming up with, like, main character lines? What's going on?
Froze. First a few gasps.
Bro be doing way too much.
Then full-blown screams. Mr. Hawthorne stood there, pale, frozen, staring at his own sickness displayed 30 feet tall. He tried to run. Security stopped him. I watched from the side, sipping punch as the principal stormed in. Phones were already out. Pictures, videos, proof. He was finished, but I wasn't. The school launched an internal investigation. Of course they tried to spin it. Said it was a misunderstanding. So I leaked everything to the press. Local news, social media, anonymous tips, the whole file. Within 48 hours, his face was on every screen in the state. Predator teacher exposed. Parents furious. Victims speak out. The police opened a formal case. Old victims, girls who had stayed silent, started coming forward. It snowballed. Arrests, charges, court dates. And while Mr. Hawthorne's life burned down around him, I made sure he knew exactly who lit the match. One final package, printed screenshots, copies of testimonies, a single photo of Marley, my dog, sitting happily at my side, and a note, you picked the wrong class. Mr. Hawthorne didn't go down quietly. He tried to play the victim, claimed the photos were innocent, misinterpreted, said he was mentoring the girls. Nobody bought it, but watching him try, it was pathetic. Bail was set high, but not high enough. He scraped together money somehow. Family, friends, a few he hadn't discussed it yet. He got out for a while. I knew he'd be desperate. He had no job, no home, no allies. His reputation was radioactive, and desperate people make mistakes. I made sure of it. I slipped anonymous letters into his mailbox. Fake job offers. Prestigious ones. Universities. Private schools. High salary. Big titles. Each one was baked. Each one led to interviews that never existed.
Yo, he thought he could. Yo, bro, you got him. The police are already investigating him. This is overkill. No, this man is making sure his life is an actual hell. How are you this creative?
Carefully timed appointments where reporters just happened to be waiting. Photos of him skulking around school buildings in the dead of night.
You may play hard, but are you reaping the rewards? Because you could be earning Google Play points.
appointments where reporters just happened to be waiting. Photos of him skulking around school buildings in the dead of night flooded online. More fuel for the fire. He tried moving out of town. I made sure his future landlords got copies of his case file, concerned citizen tips. No one would rent to him. He tried switching his name. I paid for a background search service to keep tabs on every...
Nah, bro, this man is a real life villain, gang. No, real talk.
Bro, you're doing way too much. Bro, I bet you this is Lester from GTA. Cause only Lester would do something like this.
Yo, he might be Isaac. Yo, what did that teacher do to you, bro? He struck a different nerve on his ass.
Yes, no matter where he went, what name he tried to hide under, he couldn't escape it. But ruining his life wasn't enough. I wanted him to feel what his victims felt. Powerless, trapped, exposed. So I dug deeper. Found out he had one asset left. An old cabin upstate, left to him by his parents. His last safe place. It wasn't listed anywhere. Off the grid. Supposed to be private. I found it. It wasn't hard. Predators always think they're smarter than they are. I visited late at night. Left no trace. Just reminders. Photos of his victims. Pinned to trees. Nailed to the cabin door. A recording of his own voice. The disgusting things he used to whisper to girls. Playing on a loop from hidden speakers in the woods. Soft at first, then louder and louder. He called the cops. They found nothing. I moved the photos around each time. The voices, too. He stayed up all night, terrified, jumping at shadows, sleeping with lights on. The fear he once planted in others, looming back onto him. It wore him down. He stopped showing up to court. He stopped leaving the cabin. Neighbors said they saw him pacing the yard, muttering to himself. He looked thinner, grayer, like a man being eaten alive from the inside out, which he was, by the truth, by fear, by me. But fear alone wasn't enough. I wanted humiliation. Final, irreversible humiliation. So I planned the last act carefully. Mr. Hawthorne still had online accounts. Old ones he hadn't deactivated. Forgotten relics of his past life. I hacked into them quietly, carefully, pulled photos from his old vacations, his Teacher of the Year award pictures, even personal messages, all the fake kindness he used to lure students. I built a website, simple, brutal. Meet Mr. Hawthorne, a life of lies photos.
Yo, bro, he's already defeated. Just give him one more week. I promise you he's probably not even gonna live. You are speed running his demise, bro. I don't even think he cares about the victims anymore. He just wants Mr. Hawthorne gone. Bro, even when Mr. Hawthorne is gone, he's probably gonna put all the screenshots in his grave.
Evidence, testimonies, his entire false legacy, stripped bare and set on display. And then I sent the link to everyone. Parents at the school, local news, his former employers, his family, every single one. It spread like wildfire. He couldn't leave his house without seeing people staring, whispering, filming. Couldn't log onto the internet without being reminded of the monster he was. He tried to fight it, sent desperate cease and desist letters, threatened lawsuits, but there's no unringing a bell. There's no coming back from truth. The final nail was his pension. Somehow, he still qualified for a small one. Not much, but enough to survive. Until I found a clause buried deep in the education.
This man is waiting for the smallest thing that could potentially happen, and then he's like, nah, GG's, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if after his demise, he comes at everyone from Mr. Hawthorne's bloodline. Real talk.
Board's code. Pension benefits could be revoked for actions bringing disrepute to the institution. I gathered all the evidence again, packaged it neatly, submitted it to the board anonymously. It took 6 months, but when the ruling came down, it was beautiful. Pension revoked, permanent disbarment from teaching, all licenses pulled, name scrubbed from every award, every honor roll. He didn't just lose his present, he lost his past. The last time I saw him, he was sitting on the porch of his crumbling cabin, alone, pale, thin, a husk of the arrogant man who once thought he was untouchable. I didn't say anything, I just watched him for a while, let him feel it, the weight of every life he ruined pressing back on him, and then I turned and walked away. Because the truth is, monsters don't need cages, they need mirrors.
No, that ending line was cinema. Monsters don't need cages,
Never
they
forget.
need
It started
mirrors.
small.
I don't know who made this story, but whoever made this story, you deadass, need to make a book.
What's the pettiest thing someone's ever taken seriously? So my friend Mark, let's call him Mark because that's literally his name, has one consistent personality trait, being late, not just 5 minutes behind, late.
Let's call him Mark, because his name is Mark.
The kind of late where you start wondering if they've been kidnapped or joined a cult. The kind of late that makes you say, we should tell him it starts an hour earlier, and you're still cutting it close. We've all accepted it. It's part of who he is. We even made group chat bets once, over or under 17 minutes late today. It's practically a game now. So when we made plans to meet at this brunch spot, yes, brunch, because we are grown adults who enjoy overpriced eggs, I showed up at 10:55, assuming he'd stroll in around 11:20, probably mid-apology with a smoothie in hand, but no. At 11 o'clock on the dot, Mark walks through the door like he's in a punctuality commercial. I blink, the waiter blinks, the universe blinks. So naturally, I say, wow, early for once. 3 words, not yelled, not sarcastic, just stated like a news headline. Mark freezes mid-step like I just slapped his grandma. He sits down, looks at me and goes, you didn't have to say that. I laugh, thinking he's joking. He's not joking. He says, I'm trying to improve and now I feel judged. Sir, it was a comment, not a TED Talk. I say, it's just funny.
It is never that deep. Being caught late is not...
Bro, I was called a disappointment, okay? And I didn't even act like that. Okay, toughen up, buddy.
something that you need to take personal. I don't think anyone says, oh my god, you're late with genuine intent.
It's funny, you're usually late, it's not a crime. He says, yeah, well, people can change, you know. Okay, Gandhi, sorry for acknowledging your evolution. We eat brunch, it's weirdly silent. I keep trying to make conversation like, these eggs are good, right? And he just nods like I insulted his lineage. After the meal, he says, I think I'm gonna head out. I go, cool, see you Friday? He says, yeah, maybe. Maybe? What is this, a breakup? I watch him leave, thinking he just needs to cool off. Nope, man goes full radio silence, doesn't reply in the group chat, doesn't like any memes, nothing. I text him 3 days later, you okay? No response. Another day passes. I send, if this is still about the early comment, link twice, nothing. Then someone else in the group posts a photo of Mark hanging out with new people, strangers, like a betrayal montage. One guy in the photo is wearing Crocs with socks. That's how how I know Mark's spiraling. Finally, he texts back. One sentence. I just didn't appreciate being called out in front of others. Mark, there were 2 waiters and a ficus. No one else was even listening. But fine, I apologize. I say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I was just surprised. You were on time. It was impressive. You know what he says? Thanks. I was. And I left the house early too. But it doesn't matter now. Sir, you sound like you just survived a betrayal in a historical drama. At this point, I'm done groveling. I send one final message. Okay, but for real, do you want brunch again Friday? He replies, as long as you don't bring shame to my punctuality. Mark, it's brunch, not the Olympics. We meet up again. He shows up 12 minutes late. I say nothing. But I did take a photo of the timestamp and sent it to the group chat later titled Nature is Healing. Now here's where things go from petty to positively Shakespearean. 2 days after radio silence, one of our mutual friends, Jake, texts me. Dude, what did you say to Mark? I reply, I told him he was early. Jake replies, oh yeah, that'll do it. Apparently Mark had been texting the group privately, saying things like, it's hard trying to grow when people only see who you were, and punctuality is personal. I didn't realize I was
I didn't realize.
At Sophie Exploration, our joint venture process is built around clarity, structure, and...
Apparently, Mark had been texting the group privately, saying things like, it's hard trying to grow when people only see who you were, and punctuality is personal. I didn't realize I was dating this man. I just wanted eggs.
I didn't realize I was dating this man. Yo, I just know Mark is the type of dude in the group that talks about, yo, nobody hit me up, bro. I'm moving in silence. It would be...
Bro, Mark is the type of dude in a group that would cry over a breakup or something. Like, that would, like... Bro be acting like this is a whole breakup.
Your own day ones. I don't understand how people could be that sensitive.
Apparently, Mark had been texting the group privately, saying things like, it's hard trying to grow when people only see who you were, and punctuality is personal. I didn't realize I was dating this man. I just wanted eggs and vibes. Another friend, Mia, tries to smooth it over by starting a group poll called, was the comment rude? 4 votes for no, 1 abstain. Mark left the poll. Then the group chat devolves into a full-blown analysis. He's clearly projecting. You triggered his time trauma. Wait, does this mean he won't come to game night? By Thursday, someone posts a meme of a digital clock that says, Mark's arrival time unknown. No response from him. I decide to make peace. Again, I sent Mark a text that says, hey, if me being surprised you arrived like a functioning adult felt like an attack, I'm sorry. Next time I'll act like you've been early since birth. No response. Instead, he changes his Instagram bio to growth is silent. Mark, he's now acting like he's in a breakup album.
Growth is silent is crazy, bro. Honestly, bro, I feel like if you get hurt by your friends and the first thing you want to do is change your whole social media persona, like, you need help. I recommend to anyone that has a problem with their friend for real.
And if I actually have a problem with what my friend said, I'll tell him straight up, yo, don't say that. I got a problem with that.
Bro, just address the issue with them. It's much more...
As I said, I'll tell them.
More healthy. I don't know why people are scared to communicate with others. It's way better than actually discussing your problem and, you know, letting it go that way than just taking it in.
Instagram bio 2, growth is silent. Mark, he's now acting like he's in a breakup album rollout. At this point, I've been ghosted over a punctuality joke, so I do what any normal person would do. I write a full timeline of the incident and send it to the group chat. Day 0, Mark arrives on time. Miracle. Day 0, minute 1, I acknowledge reality. Tragedy. Day 1, Mark retreats into emotional bunker. Day 3, Mark joins new brunch friend group with loose footwear morals. Day 5, I begin crafting this documentary. Eventually, Mark breaks the silence with a text that says, I think I'm ready to talk. We were never fighting. We meet up at a coffee shop. He sits down like we're mediating a custody battle. I half expect a therapist to join us. He says, I just want to be seen for who I'm
No, I'm sorry. Yo, bro, if you get butthurt over me saying you're always late and you want to call a therapist, we're not friends no more. And then imagine once they actually get into, like, roast sessions and stuff like that. Like, imagine if they actually clowned him. He would probably be on a watch list.
Becoming. I go, then don't be late to that version of yourself either. We both laugh. Kind of. By the end of the coffee, things are normal again. Until the barista calls my name and says, wow, early for once. Mark freezes. I nearly choke on my scone. He slowly turns to me and says, did you pay them to say that? I say, no, but now I wish I had. To this day, anytime someone arrives early, no one says a word. We just silently nod and pretend not to notice. Like time is Voldemort. And Mark, he's back to being 7 to 10 minutes late, reliable as ever. But every so often when he's feeling brave, he'll show up on time, look me dead in the eyes and say, don't you dare. I don't say a word. But I do raise one eyebrow just high enough to make him twitch. Some people need validation. Others need Wi-Fi. Mark, he needs complete silence and a safe space to arrive at exactly 11:02 a.m. And honestly, I respect it. But I'm still printing that brunch receipt with the timestamp and framing it for legal purposes only. How did you catch someone trying to ruin your life forever? So I run a little sandwich shop. Nothing crazy.
You try to ruin my life. Let me guess, the moral of the story, let me guess, the whole thing of the story is, he tried to ruin my life, so I hit him with a bottle of Sprite.
Nothing flashy, just a humble, greasy, nostalgic corner of heaven with fluorescent lighting and an arcade machine that only plays Frogger and takes exact change. It's been in the town for years, generations even. This place, it's not just a sandwich shop, it's therapy with cheese. Locals love it. New people treat it like a rite of passage. Cops eat here. Teenagers flirt and goon to Fortnite skins here. Hungover uncles sweat through recovery.
Goon to Fortnite skins.
This is a serious page. No, we're not going to just slide by that. What?
Recovery here. It's sacred. So when a health inspector walked in one Tuesday morning, I didn't panic. We'd literally just passed an inspection 2 weeks ago.
You should panic, because why are there teenagers gooning to Fortnite skins? Bro, that shop should be
That should be shut down.
shut down.
Figured maybe they were doing random follow-ups, whatever. Nothing to hide. My kitchen is cleaner than a church choir's group chat. He introduces himself. Real serious. No smile, no small talk. Just a clipboard and attitude. I'm here to re-inspect some things. Sure, Inspector vibes. He starts walking around the kitchen like he's speedrunning it. No eye contact. Just snapping photos. Rapid fire. Like the fridge owed him money. He points his camera at the ceiling, at the floor, at the wall behind the mop sink. I swear at one point he took a photo of a broom, and I'm standing there like, okay, chill. Then I see it. He crouches near the sink and reaches into his coat. Now, I've worked in food service for over a decade, and no real health inspector brings personal items out of their coat pocket during an inspection. That's how you spot a fraud. That, and the fact this man was wearing Skechers. So I casually slip away and head to my office.
Yo, why did he catch a stray like that? I don't think that's a valid reason as to why someone isn't a health inspector. Oh yeah, he's rocking Skechers, so obviously he's a fraud. If anything, older people do rock with Skechers.
In the back, I pull out a security cam feed, and what I see almost makes me pass out on the spot. He's planting trash, literal trash, from his coat, like he packed it the night before. Wrappers, moldy lettuce, a rock hard sock that looked like it had been through.
Bruh, are we serious? You're packing stuff. Sorry, I had to go get my cat. You're telling me he put trash on y'all's floor and you let him?
I zoom in. He's sliding stuff behind the fridge, under the prep table, near the ice machine, and then this man pulls out a jar, a sealed jar. I zoom in and nearly throw up. Cockroaches. Not one, not two, a colony. All sealed tight in a jar like they're about to do a group mission. This man was about to release cockroaches into my restaurant. My restaurant. I didn't even think. I sprinted out of my office like it was a Marvel fight scene. Door flies open. Kevin the dog starts barking like he knows justice is about to happen. I run up to this man, mid-squat, jar in hand, and yell, "Put that down." He freezes, like a deer caught holding a biological weapon. I snatch the jar out of his hand, slam it on the counter, and say, "What kind of dollar store sabotage attempt is this?" He tries to stammer something. I'm just conducting a full get out. I point at the door like I'm banishing a demon. He mumbles something about protocol and scurries out like a rat. Failed his mission. Kevin follows him halfway out, growling like he's part of management. I call the cops immediately. After a full investigation, background checks, ID scans, security cam review, turns out this guy wasn't even a health inspector. He was a paid saboteur hired by the new sandwich place across town. The one with the modern minimalist interior and sandwiches that come with house-pickled arugula. They hired this man to come to my...
I like how they talk about it like that's something that we know. Oh my goodness, they got pickled arugula. Oh.
What is pickled arugula? What does that even mean? I can't even spell that. And no, it's not, because I'm an idiot. Okay, I promise I'm not an idiot. I promise.
Only a lame sandwich store will sell that. Yo, bro, we don't know sandwich terms, okay? If anything, that sounds delicious.
My place, plant trash, release cockroaches, take photos, and get us shut down. Because apparently business competition now comes with espionage and insects. So the next week I walk into the new shop, just to be petty, just to be curious. Owner walks out, fake smile plastered on like he rehearsed it in front of a mirror. "Oh hey, you came to try our menu?" I say nothing. His phone buzzes on the counter. He flips it over. Big mistake. The contact name on the screen, Roach Guy. I just stared at him. He stared at me. We both knew. I walked out without saying a word. That night, we renamed our most popular sandwich, a snitch special. Grilled chicken, pepper jack, a little jalapeno heat, and a white special sauce me and 5 other guys made. It sold out in 3
That sandwich sounds good except of the white sauce. What is the sauce made of?
5 other guys. It sold out in 3 days. The rival shop out of business in a month. She locked me outside naked as a joke, so I turned her home into a public stage. There's embarrassing, and then there's your no...
She locked you outside naked as a joke? Chill, bro. It's just a prank. POV to prank. They throw a nuclear bomb at you. Wait. Like, what are we talking about? What?
Oh no, square out on a front lawn. Embarrassing. And I wish I was speaking metaphorically. It was my friend Harper's birthday. A casual chill night, she said. But Harper doesn't do casual. She does Pinterest boards, fake fairy lights, and dress codes that somehow only apply to men. So I show up in jeans. Everyone else looks like they just walked off a Vogue Coachella shoot, and I'm already regretting everything. But whatever. Free booze, snacks, music. I can blend in. Then Harper announces her party game. You have to take a shot every time someone says literally. She grins. It's a party full of influencers. I blacked out in under 20 minutes. Next thing I know, I'm woozy, shirtless, and being helped upstairs by Harper and her friends. I think maybe I'm lying down to sleep it off. Wrong. They lead me into the hallway, shove my jeans into my hands, and push me outside. Naked, front porch, door slams. I laugh at first. Classic prank, right? Then the lock clicks. Then the porch light flicks on. And then I hear them inside, laughing, filming, posting. And that's when I realize I am absolutely, horrifyingly junk out naked in the middle of suburbia at 1 a.m. in winter. Let me paint the picture. It's 3 degrees Celsius. My feet are on concrete. My arms are hugging parts of me that have already shriveled into retirement. A neighbor across the street turns on their porch light like it's a horror movie motion sensor. I run to my car. Locked. I try a bush. Thorny. I find a garden gnome and contemplate death. 15 full minutes of this humiliation parade later. They let me back in. Everyone's laughing. Phone's out. I grab a throw blanket and what's left of my dignity. You're gonna laugh about this someday, Harper says. Oh, I will, I say. Just not for the reason you think. Let's talk about Harper. Queen of the curated moment. Window always open for the breeze. Bathroom mirror always perfectly lit. Smart bulbs, smart locks, smart speakers. Everything Wi-Fi enabled and controllable by app. You can...
I'm not liking this instrumental switch up. I feel like you about to say some of the most devious shit or get an insane
Bro, she about to treat Harper like he treated the Predator.
back. Let me find out we're getting some eyes and level get back right here. Because it sounds like he's flying.
Parade later. They let me back in. Everyone's laughing. Phone's out. I grab a throw blanket and what's left of my dignity. You're gonna laugh about this someday, Harper says. Oh, I will, I say. Just not for the reason you think. Let's talk about Harper. Queen of the curated moment. Window always open for the breeze. Bathroom mirror always perfectly lit. Smart bulbs, smart locks, smart speakers. Everything Wi-Fi enabled and controllable by app. You can probably guess what came next. Step 1. I moved into the house across the street. Kidding, mostly. I actually just became real good friends with her neighbor. A 70-year-old dude named Curtis who owns half the block and loves watching drama more than Netflix. He gave me everything I needed. Access to his yard, view of Harper's windows, and a patio umbrella, no one questions. Step 2, I mapped out her entire house.
Why do you need views of her windows?
Yeah, don't judge me.
This is all justified. They have my boy out here naked, taking pictures, making.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Anything that happens to them, I agree, but why do you need to look at her windows?
Look insane. I don't care what he's about to do. I 100% support it. Let me find out that y'all pull a prank on me where the internet can see me butt-ass naked. Anything else I do afterwards, completely justified.
She can throw my body out like trash. I can treat her life like a stage play. I timed when she opened her curtains, when she walked from room to room, when she did her yoga poses facing the giant living room window. Step 3, I got some gadgets. Harper's smart home ran on a system I knew very well because I installed the same one for my ex. Same app, same vulnerabilities. One night, while she was out, I borrowed her Wi-Fi credentials from her Bluetooth speaker, the one she kept connecting to publicly. Boom, I had remote access. Then the show began. One morning, she's brushing her teeth in an oversized tee. Lights flicker on. Bathroom blinds start to roll up automatically. Front-facing window, street view, kids walking to school. Next day, yoga time. She's in downward dog when the smart speakers blast the Eye of the Tiger at full volume, and all her blinds go up at once. She trips, face plants, screams. She tries unplugging things, so I make them turn on when unplugged. Motion sensors, randomized schedules, bathroom mirror lights that switch to party mode every time she sits on the toilet. She installs blackout curtains. I wait 1 week, then switch her bulbs to grow lights. The whole place looks like a weed lab from the outside. Police come once, leave confused. HOA sends her 3 violation warnings. Curtis and I popcorn every night. The final act, Valentine's Day. She has a new guy over. Real fancy. Candles, music, silk robe, romantic vibe. Right when they sit down to eat, I activate scene mode. The lights dim. Music switches to my voice recording. It plays on loop through every speaker. Harper says she'll only date guys who never laugh when she traps someone outside with their full giblets out. She runs around yanking cords. Curtains open. Robe slips. The dude leaves. Curtis called it better than any Netflix finale. Harper moved out 3 weeks later. I guess some people just don't like being watched. She turned me into a public joke, so I turned her home into a live comedy she couldn't turn off.
Sister saw me giving a huge nut. My sister called.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? It's like 2 seconds into this video. What are we talking about?
Even like 10 seconds into this video. That is crazy way to start story times, bro. I'm gonna need you to calm down. I'm gonna need you to ease us in. We do know in storylines there's like an intro, a climax, resolution. You just went to the climax. You don't mean what I think you mean, right?
Sister saw me giving a huge nut. My sister caught me playing with my magic wand. Now I legitimately want to sink into the ground. We're both adults. Into the ground. We're both.
Let me guess. From what earlier? Remember what happened at 2 seconds into this video where he said, "Oh, I saw my daughter saw me pleasuring myself, so I smashed her." I bet he's gonna say, "Oh, my sister saw me giving a huge nut, so I nutted on her." Like knowing these dumb, stupid stories.
Adults in our early 20s. We share an apartment together for financial reasons, and because we both had us roommates in the past. Before anyone asks,
I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention to the story at all. I'm paying attention to what they're making. That looks good.
Hold on, what are y'all cooking, bro? Forget the story time. I don't care if the story time is rage bait, if it's true, if it's false. Beans, meat, and ketchup. What are you cooking?
What are they cooking? Because that's what I'm paying attention to.
I am not at all attracted to my sister. Last evening, I was in my room having my alone time. I have this tube that I made from a Pringles can. I don't get many girls, so it's the best I got. Last night, I was going crazy on this Pringles can. I was almost done, and right when I was about to end it, my sister opened my door and walked in. I was just about to give a nut, so I pulled out my magic wand, but I'm not even a magician, out of the can. But just as I did so, I gave the biggest nut. Of course, I couldn't control making noises either, so as all of this was happening, I was kind of loud.
Bro, what am I reading? Do y'all be making noises when y'all be doing it? I feel like if you do, you're too deep in, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, hell nah, bro. And it ruins, like, the level of discreetness. One of the most down bad things you could do, bro. Y'all ever be in the bed and then, like, you can't find your headphones, but that doesn't stop you. So you put the volume all the way to the lowest just so you can still hear it. If you're doing that, bro, you're too deep in.
I saw that nut across the room and everything went slow. I saw the nut travel in slow motion. It landed on her face.
Bro, what is this? Who's making this?
I don't care about the story at all. I care about what they're making. That, like, I can watch TikTok story times, and if they're making something or doing something, if they have a dopamine corner and they're talking about a story time, I'm paying attention to one thing and one thing only.
These stories, Dan, are true or not? How do you come up with a script like this? Even ChatGPT wouldn't come up with some bullshittery like this.
I gave a nut on my sister's face. She just stood there completely motionless in shock and horror. She didn't say a word, she just left and shut the door. Then she texted me saying she was going out for a while. I didn't see her before we both left for work this morning.
Yo, in a hypothetical situation, what would you even do? Of course, maybe you would beat your sibling up, but that gotta be one of the most craziest actual scenarios to, like, potentially happen to you.
The door. Then she texted me saying she was going out for a while. I didn't see her before we both left for work this morning. I barely slept last night due to how upset I was that my sister witnessed that. I wish I could have just gotten taken by a stork or something instead, honestly. This is so much worse. The worst part about this all was that I was watching Korn. I know my sister saw this, but she's just too nice to have said anything. I still think that we are great siblings. Has such a situation ever happened to you?
No! What would y'all do if this happened?
No!
You cutting your siblings off? Nah, you might have to. But nobody would blame you.
Honestly, it's not gonna happen to me. Okay.
My sister rode my big black clock, so...
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Can we just pay attention to the food for 2 seconds and stop talking about this stuff? I just want to see what you guys are making. I don't care about the story times anymore. I just want to see what y'all making. I want to see new recipes, okay? And now I have to hear this BS. I have to hear this nonsensery.
This better not be story times of people's obsession with their sisters, bro. Next story time, what do we got? Yo, please be a normal one. If it starts off with anything sister related, I swear to God.
I lost a bet and got ran through by the football team.
At least it wasn't about a sister, Salah. At least it wasn't about a sister.
Yo, I actually know a girl that was ran through by the football team.
What? You're joking. It's funny how it started out, because at least it wasn't a sister, but, Shala, look me in my eyes. What do you mean? Tell me you're kidding. You better be kidding, boy! Boy!
That's crazy.
I made a bet with one of my
I just noticed he's streaming.
friends on the football team that if I could go an entire 2 weeks without staying at a guy's house, then he would have to give me $20.
What? A week? My whole high school career. I think I've only been to a girl's house maybe twice. You can't even go 1 week without entering a new dude's home?
He said that there was no way I could ever go a full 2 weeks
Bro, this is a Bonnie Blue ass situation.
without staying over. There was no way I could ever go a full 2 weeks without staying over at a guy's for at least one night. I did do that pretty frequently, but only because I like getting some space from my parents, or so I thought. The first 3 days weren't so bad, but on the 4th day, I really started to feel it. I wanted someone to lie down with and laugh with. I was getting texts from some guys, but decided to stay strong and wait at least another few days. Then 8 days in, I came so close to giving in. This really cute guy invited me over, but I was a little bit sick. So I decided to stay in and keep him from getting sick, too. Then on day 12, I lost the best. I was feeling so lonely and craving a guy's attention. Then a guy on the football team invited me over, and I accepted. The next day, I told my friend that I lost the bet, and asked him what I had to do for him. He told me that the other football player said how good I was last night. So my punishment would be to run it back with the whole team. I'm no running back, but I did run through the entire team.
Next up, what do we got? Next story time.
I gave my sister's friend back shots, and it was amazing. For background, I'm 18, and she's...
I gave my sister's friends back shots, and it was amazing. That's certainly a way to start off a video. You know that? That's certainly a way to start off a video. And can we pay attention to the food this time? Please? I don't want to hear this BS nonsensery. Okay?
19, let's call her Sam. She was coming over to our house so she could study with my sister for their big test tomorrow. They were upstairs in my sister's room while...
And what is this voice switch? We went from a girl... We went from a boy going, I gave the biggest nut ever. I gave the biggest nut ever, and it landed on my sister's face, to a girl. I got ran through by the whole football team. Now some middle-aged Eastern guy, old guy. Yeah, I smashed my daughter because she caught me playing with my magic wand. Like, what? Can we stop with the voice switches?
I was downstairs playing my game. Our parents were out of town for the weekend. Me and Sam have flirted before, but we couldn't do anything more because my sister. It was a couple months ago, but she still could be feeling me. They came down to grab some food, and all I saw was Sam's nice bottom.
I have this feeling. I can't say
I wanted to
this
make a
now.
move, but I know my sister would never let me. They headed back upstairs, and I was just planning on what to do. Some time had passed by, and I got an idea. I told my sister that our mom said she had to walk the dog, or Sam has to leave, and it worked. My sister went to walk the dog, and I went upstairs with Sam.
Do y'all think these are AI-generated story times? I don't think so, bro. I don't think ChatGPT would come up with something this terrible.
I put on some Netflix to set the mood, and she already knew what I was here for. She got onto the bed, and I got to work. After we finished, I could hear someone coming into the house. It had to be my sister. I quickly ran out the room and ran downstairs. I opened the door for my sister, and she never knew. Hopefully Sam doesn't tell her. Am I in the wrong for doing what I did, or should...
Oh my goodness, alright.
Hounded my daughter after she saw me pleasuring.
I knew one of these. See, first off, can we pay attention to food, please? I'm gonna keep asking that until we actually do. Because, also, great way to start off a video. I pounded my daughter because she saw me playing with myself. Third off, again, with the voice switch. We went from a boy, we went back to the original voice, to the boy's voice, to a girl voice, to a middle-aged Western guy, to back to the original voice, I think.
Who's behind this? This is definitely a Tomorrow's Teaching script. The people behind Tomorrow...
Hello! I'm Verity, your personal helper friend. Ask me anything. I know everything. Verity. Truth or dare? Dare! I want you to watch TikTok story times for 24 hours straight. That's easy. 24 hours later. Verity, are you okay? I'm no longer Verity. What? I'm no longer Verity. I'm chromosome-y. How come? Well, that's what I always lost. My chromosomes after watching this.
Tomorrow's Teachings are the same people behind these type of videos.
Hounded my daughter after she saw me pleasuring myself. I, 42M, have been single for 5 years since my partner passed away.
42?
My daughter, 26F, came home to visit while she thinks about moving back to my town. I have since moved into a small...
Does 26F mean 26 Fahrenheit? What do we mean by 26F? What does that mean?
one-bedroom apartment, so there was no real room for her, but she's only staying 2 weeks. I haven't seen her in over a year even though we talk every week. She and I are very close. When I picked her up from the airport, my heart raced. We held hands an entire drive home. Having a woman in the house again felt really good.
Where is this going? I have a feeling his heart raising, he's not talking about, like, his love for his daughter. I think he's on some weirdo activity.
I had a list of chores for her to do and she started almost immediately. I told her I wanted to thank her for...
There it is. The Google Play point. These points get you more than...
There it is. There's my missing
chores for her to do and
chromosomes.
she started almost immediately. I told her I wanted to thank her for her work and she suggested we go out to a nice restaurant. I was excited since I mostly cook at home for myself and it has honestly been a few months since I've been on a date. I got dressed and we went to a nice Italian restaurant she picked. She was so attentive the entire night. It was sweet, and when she suggested I have another glass of wine, I didn't hesitate.
What are we making?
We went for a short walk after dinner and I hung off her arm and we talked about her boyfriend. It was the happiest I've been in a while. When she drove us home, she grabbed my hand and held it, initiating the contact. When we got home, we talked more and she massaged my shoulders and then neck. It was heaven. I realized that I was enjoying being touched too much and excused myself, saying I was going to bed. I went to my room and put a towel on my bed and got comfortable. I was about to stroke myself, but my
Be very careful with their next choice of words. Please be a clickbait video, bro. Please.
I was about to stroke myself, but my daughter walked in. She then saw me obviously exposed. She then started smirking.
Don't you have a boyfriend at that?
Been married for a year to my wife and I'm still a virgin. I recently found out why. My wife and I got married in February of last year. We had been dating for 4 years prior to getting married. During that time, we hadn't been intimate or anything close to it. We kissed, cuddled, and done things like that, but nothing more. She told me she was waiting for marriage, which was fine with me.
Okay.
I was happy with that because I had always known.
Honestly, I never want to have kids, so I never want to take that risk of having it. If I do have a partner when I'm older, I never want to take that risk.
When we
So,
get married.
honestly, I don't
Fast
want
forward to the wedding day, and I was about to explode from excitement. Firstly, I was marrying the woman of my dreams. Secondly, we were finally going to be intimate.
That's nasty. That is way too much cheese.
The wedding itself was really nice. It was a pretty basic ceremony in a small chapel with only close family, followed by a meal at her parents' house. We then went back to my wife's house, and I was ready for it, but she said she was too tired after a long day. No problem, I thought. What's one more day? The next morning, I woke up, and she had already gone out. I had no idea what time she left, and there was just a note on the fridge saying she was at her parents' house. This detail is important for later. That was almost a year ago. Every time I've tried to discuss the subject, she's either been too tired, upset, not in the
Let me find out we're waiting for marriage, and then the actual wedding day occurs, and you're like, nah, I want to wait a little longer. We're getting a divorce immediately.
mood, or had some variation of these excuses. At one point, she accused me of
Yo, hot take.
I would respect it.
After 2 patties is too much meat. You need the right amount of bread to patty ratio. If you have too much beef, that's gonna ruin it.
She accused me of being obsessed.
I had this one Orbeez sandwich, and it was like 4 different patties. It was like a big sandwich too. Someone was asking me my brother asked me how would I eat that whole thing? Fit the whole thing in my mouth immediately. No, ayo, pause. I have a big old mouth though.
With intimacy because I used to ask about it most days. I've taken her on many romantic date nights, but as soon as intimacy was mentioned, she became put off because she believed it should be spontaneous. So I tried spontaneously engaging, but she accused me of attempting to force her if she didn't give consent beforehand. I was so confused, to say the least. Over the years, I had grown closer to one of her friends, and we went out for coffee one week. After some chit-chatting, she asked how the bedroom life was going. When I confessed that we had never done anything, she was really shocked. I thought, who wouldn't be shocked about a married couple where they were both still
Wait, let me find out he actually married a man. Is that gonna be the plot twist?
virgins? But no, she was shocked because her friend, my wife, had been incredibly promiscuous before she met me. According to the friend, she used to have all sorts of intimate experiences with various people. She estimated at least 14 lovers that she knew about. This left me even more confused.
Bro, nothing more I hate when I talk to a girl that now wants to not be doing none when I know you got a crazy past. Like, that's like Bonnie Blue coming up to you and saying, yeah, I might have done it with 1,000 other guys, but I want to take you seriously. That's not the program. That's not what we signed up for, all right? I only came to you because I know your background checks, okay?
Wondered if I was just undesirable and why she had married me if I wasn't attractive enough for her. After talking some more to her friend, she suggested I sit down and have a serious conversation with my wife. Fast forward, and I finally sat down with my wife last Sunday after she spent the night at her parents' house the day before. You'll later understand why this matters. At first, she was completely unreceptive, but I asked her to listen and let me talk without interrupting. She agreed. I talked to her calmly, telling her that I wanted to love her in every way possible. I told her that I married her because I loved all of her, and that I wanted to know what was going on with her. I mentioned that I knew about how active she was in the past and wanted to know why those people could be with her wholly, but I couldn't. My talk lasted for almost an hour, and she listened without interrupting. As I talked, she started crying. She didn't sob or break down. Instead, she was quiet, and tears rolled down her cheeks. This honestly made something inside me break, and I began crying too. I rarely cry. After I finished talking, we sat and looked at each other for some time. I could see that she was thinking. She just silently shook her head. At that moment, things nearly fell.
Can you stop putting amazing food? Like, literally, like, I'm dead ass getting hungry, gang. Bro, this is literally like, ASMR type shit.
Fell apart, and I asked if she wanted me to contact a solicitor on Monday to begin divorce proceedings. She fully broke down then. She cried so hard, sobbing, that she ended up as a ball on the floor. This shocked me. I had never seen her like that before. I don't remember doing it, but I ended up on the floor cuddling her while she cried. And then the dam broke. That's when she finally confessed something that broke my heart. Teachers of Reddit, what is the smartest, most creative way of cheating that you've seen?
Excuse me, we were getting to the plot. You skipped it.
1. My teacher shared with us a story about how since she allowed eating during her tests, one person pulled out a giant bag of M&Ms and ate a specific color corresponding to ABCD.
Oh my! That's actually genius. No, that's actually genius.
ABCD. It was a 2-student duo, and they only got caught when another student ratted them out. 2. Not the student but the teacher. So, the teacher, let's call him Mr. A, had a reputation for being a phenomenal teacher who had every student engaged, invested in his class, no matter how mundane the subject. Anytime he asked a question, every student's hand would shoot in the air with them shouting things like, "Call on me," or "I know the answer."
Okay.
Simply, Mr. A developed a reputation in the district as one of its best teachers. Fast forward a couple years and I'm grabbing coffee with Mr. A, and I ask him, "What's your trick? How did you get every student bought in?" His response, "Well, I told the kids every time we had a visitor in class, I need you all to raise your hand like I was giving away free candy. But if you don't know the answer, raise your left hand. If you do know it, raise your right hand, so I know who to call on and we all look good." Worked.
Yo, that's genius. Yo, bro, I feel like teachers just don't care about their jobs, bro. Shout out to the teachers that actually do care about their jobs and they're cool with the kids and stuff like that. I feel like you could obviously tell when a teacher cares about their job. Anyways, YouTube, that does conclude the TikTok story times. Let me know.
Anyways, guys, that concludes. Wow, I'm starting to talk like Salah. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for Cursed TikTok story times. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Go subscribe to Salah. Stay happy, healthy, stay beautiful, stay safe, more fun to yourself. Stay on the bill. Love ya, and peace.